Marcus Steele, Donovan had been on the road for 3 weeks straight, leading his Brotherhood through mountain passes and desert highways. But something gnawed at him that morning, a feeling in his gut that wouldn't let go. So he did what any rider knows you should do when your instincts scream at you. He turned his Harley around and headed home 2 days early. The chrome pipes rumbled down his quiet suburban street just after dawn. Most of the neighborhood was still asleep. He pulled into the driveway, killed the engine, and that's when he noticed something odd. His wife's car was there, but so was a silver sedan he didn't recognize. The living room curtains were drawn tight at 7 in the morning. Before we continue, hit that subscribe button for Untold Stories 0.4 and join our community of writers who know that the best stories happen off the planned route. Marcus dismounted slowly, his leather boots silent on the pavement. 20 years of riding had taught him to trust his gut, and right now every nerve was firing. He entered through the side door, the one that never squeaked. The house felt wrong. Too quiet. Too still. That's when he saw Maria, their housekeeper of 5 years. She was standing in the kitchen doorway, her hands trembling. Her eyes went wide when she saw him. But instead of greeting him, she did something that would change everything. She pressed a finger to her lips and gestured frantically toward the garage. Not the living room. The garage. Marcus's heart hammered against his ribs. Maria had never lied to him, never steered him wrong. She'd been like family since his mother passed. Whatever she was trying to tell him, it was urgent. He moved toward the garage door. Maria grabbed his arm, shaking her head violently. She pulled out her phone and typed quickly, showing him the screen. "Trust me. Look through the window first." The garage window was grimy, but he could see inside. What he saw made his blood run cold, then hot, then cold again. His vintage Indian Scout, the one his father had left him, the bike he'd spent 3 years restoring, was lifted up on stands. A man he'd never seen before was underneath it, and scattered around the garage were parts. Engine components. The transmission. His father's bike was being stripped. But here's where it gets interesting. Marcus recognized those parts. The serial numbers. The custom work. This wasn't some random thief. This was professional. Someone who knew exactly what they were looking for. Maria appeared beside him again. She handed him a business card she'd found in the trash. It belonged to an insurance investigator. And suddenly, the pieces clicked together like gears in a transmission. His wife had filed a claim 2 weeks ago, saying the bike was stolen. The payout was $45,000. She was planning to strip it, hide the parts, collect the money, and Marcus would never know the difference. He'd been on the road so much lately, she probably figured she had time. Marcus stood there, watching this stranger dismantle his father's legacy, and he had a choice to make. The old Marcus, the one who'd earned his road name through more than a few bar fights, wanted to crash through that door. But 20 years of leading a Brotherhood had taught him something more valuable than throwing punches. He pulled out his phone and called his insurance company first, then the police. He had Maria as a witness to everything. Within an hour, his garage was a crime scene, his wife was in handcuffs, and that investigator was singing like a canary about insurance fraud rings targeting motorcycle collectors. Maria had saved everything. His bike, his reputation, his freedom. Because if he'd walked in blind, who knows what story his wife would have spun. Sometimes the road teaches you when to ride hard, and sometimes it teaches you when to ride smart. That morning, Marcus learned that the most important people in your life aren't always the ones you expect. Drop a comment below and tell me what you would have done in Marcus's situation. Share this with your riding buddies who need to hear this story. Here's the real question, though. How well do you really know the people you trust with everything?